Red box, cross smokes, uncontested by Phantom. Not even the lower bomb site has any rotators at present. No outside challenges here. They're going to have a lot of breathing room in Bushido.
They need to go a bit in a 5-on-5. It could be an instant save from Phantom because there's still a little bit of util. You've got, what, one smoke left for Kakan and you've got a molly. That's going to waste a lot of time against the ramp entrance.
I mean, you've just got no real access to the bomb site here. Kai is now starting to consider it. Will start to get to the back site, opening up the windows because one of the AKs, so they're aware of presence. Bursting in. Kai will get the kill. Arandelli trades it. Milky with his AWP pick back on the first man. Pistol's going to extend towards him as Cadnix gets in the back lines to deal with Kunai, but Milky doubles up and looks on the double doors. 3-on-2. Shido lost that bomb in the open. Dropped by the CT forces. Upstairs lurkers just in case they might try to make their way in from the vent. Veg. Need to reform with Cadnix and start making their moves in. Flash forward, Cadnix unaffected. Milky gets a kill back, triple in the round for him. Kyler will now close in decon. Kyler slowly closes in the pincers of the 7.
They have literally crossed time and respect to get in retaking position, to get players down from ramp.
End of the site with absolutely nobody there. The fact you waited so long, you're right. They were all upstairs up until that point. And Bushido misread the situation. Daddling and costing themselves the round for it. Pistol now available as Bushido will lose the first. Kai picking up Cadnix. That bomb close towards contact on the part of TMB. Darandelli tagged towards outside. Kakan's shadow's been seen. Put down by the MP7 despite that dink off. And the captain Kunal will get Darandelli from range. Mukos, well, stands alone with a 1 versus 5. Try to get the plant. Not going to happen. Kyler blocks him. And Phantom within 1 of catching up. All that early game firepower and fight from Bushido seems to have left them a little bit worse for wear.
And I don't mind the pack and group setups, but they need a lobby lurk. I mean, if I see another 5-man somewhere, I'm just going to lose it. Because when you have a lobby lurk, think about what you do at the beginning of the round. You break squeak door, you smoke off vent, or you smoke main, and then that recycles the smokes on the A-bomb site. It keeps the A players busy. They have to keep using util. They have to keep searching. You can then take a little bit of a duel towards ramp. You can take a duel indoor. You can spam a little bit in from hut. You just keep attention drawn. If you're 5 walking on nuke, it opens the CTs up to re-clear map control, and also for TMB to think, mate, I've heard absolutely nothing for 40 seconds, 50 seconds, a minute, whatever it may be, and you can just call around that a lot easier.
Gino back on rifles. Need to find a round win. Desperate to do so. Cadnix first port of call. The ramp engines. There a flash forward for Kai to check. Yes, there is. Player blinded. Cadnix blind Spraydo gets that opening casualty. Look at this search out towards lobby though. Kyle's going to clear up a lot of space. He's to get this kill though. Shoulder seen. Cadnix able to adjust. Double kill. Secured. SMG very nearly caught strays. Man advantage has been secured at this stage. Upstairs, they continue moving out towards the outer yard. But 1 man in a garage to try and contend against them. Kunai let them all slip past. They haven't really got much presence on the B site. 1 rotator will come in for Milky. An MP9 to hold the whole site defensive.
Excellent display coming through from Cadnix. And then Kunai just gets caught out in the open. Well, this round's finished. What the teams really need to hope for is to drop everyone. Really target that economy. MP7 can upgrades. Player on the lower portion. You want to keep going hunting.
A move together on the part of TMB and Milky. Double doors opening up towards B. Get that returning rifle that was dropped on the outside and just hold those over for the next round. It seems to be the call from the captain. Dane will lead by example. Found a second AK actually dropped there in lobby, so. Gino Wildcats will defend their lead. For now, at least. You mentioned trying to hunt down the players and take the economy state of Phantom out of the play, but these 2 weapons holding over. We might get a little bit of a something out. No exit frag presenting for Milky or TMB. They both got up with the bomb, actually. In the end, no rifles are saved over from the CT side.
It's a real shame. That's poor communication coming solid in this second half. However, when you've got a scoreline at 10-8 and you've got two players that should have held on to AKs that aren't, you know that you can reset them pretty quickly, and you know that you are in a position to push on, to try and steal map number 1 in the series. And I think it would be very difficult for Phantom to come back into a third if they're losing Nuke. I think to respond on Mirage would not be easy. Bushido just need to keep working these T rounds. Just try and see if they can get it over the line.
Three more rounds to go for Bushido Wildcats, 2 for Phantom to make up. Close that gap to the Turkish squad. Still got weakened elements of their bi-state. Kyler, he's down to the MP7 this time. At least all these players were caught up to a decent kill spread. And 11 to 14 in terms of the frag counts between the top and bottom. Cheeto. Newcross makes its moves. Kunai. That's on access TMB indoors here. Cadnix nearly spat him down. Time was a little bit off the Dane. Down the util. Some damage towards Veg, but the outside control taken by Bushido here.
They are trying to walk into deep space on the outside for one. This is a really good position.
Once again, no one from the CT side really able to challenge it. The player at ramp, also the player watching Hell. Heaven needs to be eyed up from the CT side line. They're unawares of this position. Even Kai's missed the marker, thinking he might have defended all of outside. Darren Deli, he's on for so much. All backs turned. Kyler sussed out. He's going to wait in the rafters. Extend that to catch his man. Eventually turn on the casualty as Kyler realizes what's going on. Darren Deli strikes. Kai is going to get caught off. Milky's no scoped out Darren Deli out of heaven. Needs a secondary pick though. Can't make it happen. Player in the vent and look to pop up. I think TMB's been suppressed. Milky's been tagged up low. And outside is where Veg can make his lurk work again. 4v2. Bushido. Out position. Phantom didn't see that one coming.
Now, you just knew as soon as he got through the diags and towards Icebox, it has not been seen. He's won that round already before he even gets to heaven. Because why on earth would you expect that? And if you are TMB, I mean, it's quite frustrating and tilting because you're trying to play good CS in the second half. Now, if you do the diags, you really should only ever be getting flash popped into garage or going secret. You should never, ever be going on the other side of it because if there's someone heaven, you're just dead, aren't you? Because you're walking through that smoke. It's just a gimmick. And it's one where the timing plays off. But that's what you're going to get from these, like, Mickey teams, right? These teams that know if we play by the book CS, we just can't win. Like, we've got to catch them off guard. We've got to surprise them. And that's why it's such a joy to watch teams like Bushido Wildcats.
Three rounds to make up for Phantom. Bushido slowly closing in on the map win. Take away Phantom's pick of nuke. Rattle everything in this best of 3 series. Quite another potential chance at a massive victory for the Wildcats here. They're just taking down Kunai to kick things off. Starting advantage. Milky tagged up in the exchanges as Legendary and Deli both tagged low of their own right, but the pistols can only do so much. TMB can take down Cadnix at least. Milky's picked up one of those drop M4s, needs to fall back away with it because there's no way they can realistically make something happen in the round. Bushido back into the lobby control on the outside, back ahead to T-Spawn. I was going to see that taking his deagle to take some pop shots, damage is being done, but still no kills for him or for anybody else outside of TMB.
Well, I like what the teams are doing. They're just packing grouping. Don't sit there in default. You got some util that can be lined up on the top site by the AWP. Everybody else is going back outside. 50 seconds on the clock, so they don't have a huge amount of time to work with. And this crossfire could look quite threatening. Milky, unfortunately, overextends too early.
Can't have the task. Shot missed, backs away. Back down the vent in towards the B defensive. TMB is going to rotate back all the same. Trying to we can support from the back of the bomb site. Kyler. You get the right kill at the right time. 20 seconds left. Molotov's deep shot brings out again to do so much damage. He's burning into that molly, eventually forced out by Veg. It's all on TMB now. Where is he? Backing her off. It's killing the first man. Second goes down. Bomb dropped off. Oh, that's a triple for TMB. The captain stepping up. Here's the footsteps. Veg forcing him out. TMB's running for it. Back beyond harder cover. The knife is pulled. Oh, Veg stabs him. Oh, he gets the kill. Just in time. Bushido Wildcats will hit map point.
What is going on in that round? Why is it taking them so long to get down B again? Oh, my goodness. They've got themselves a 4v2. All you need to do is accelerate. They've already given the info that they're outside. They traded bloody Milky that had the M4 in garage, and yet it takes ages to get down secret and into B. Oh, man. You thought for a moment, just because of how much time stalling there was, that TMB was going to be able to win that in the end. Oh, Bushido Wildcats. Mate, they are making this so much more difficult on themselves.
At least they're still coming out with the rounds there. Phantom TMB must be absolutely livid. He did everything right. Down the fights, drop the bomb, hid away from the last man. Don't take the risk, don't take the engage. Just allow him to let the timer run out. And at literally the last moment, moves to the smoke and knifes him down. And oh my God, I don't even know how you can react if you're TMB there. Slow pace has been Bushido Wildcats' crutch, and certainly a weak point for them the same. At least in this case it works out, but imagine the number of times where it can't have done. How different this game could look if Phantom, if TMB pulled off that clutch. Instead, he and his teammates got to go 4 in a row to keep this in overtime to turn contest here on Nuke, their own map pick in the series. Bushido would love the steal right here.
There's not a huge amount of util to keep blocking. And Kai's got nothing left out towards the ramp. They don't have smokes towards the door. He's going to back off. This is awful timing.
What was considering to push forward, Milky. Trying to find space. There's a shot. The can will drop. And the bomb was dropped with him. Smokes will block cover. Kunai finds Darren Deli on the outside. Down to 3 are Bushido. B is going to be their port of call. Cadnix start leading his teammates down that ramp. Checking the windows, checking the doors. Rotations to the CT side will get back down vent rather early. There's no contact, no information gain as of right now for Phantom.
But they've got a molly out towards the double doors, and they might even want to try and tap the bomb just to draw some fights first.
Puts it down. You know, need some trades. Phantom taking their time setting themselves up. Kunai lands on the Cadnix. Veg missing his shots back. There's 1 kill with the TMB. Oh, no scope close to range. 3rd kill's found, but finally overwhelmed with the CT forces. Man, that was close. And man, that was good. But it wasn't quite good enough for the Wildcats. We play on.
I tell you what, that still hurts the economy. There's only 2 alive. Now, it's not going to make a huge amount of difference come this next round. But that's always got to be something that you're considering. When it's a 1v5 post plant and there's nothing that you can do, make it costly. See if you can eventually get a Phantom player down onto a FAMAS or maybe even an MP9, or if it is going to be an M4, there's going to be limitations with the util. That's what you've got to be trying to achieve. Pilot, there it is. Goes down to a FAMAS.
Going to util out, but lack the firepower basis. That could be enough for Bushido Wildcats. You know at this stage with how down to the wire these kind of rounds have been. the fact that you're only one away from taking the map win, then you yourselves would like any advantage here, even if it isn't a big one. Shido. Slowly walk into their defaults here. Kadnik searching the back site. Seeing nothing of the CT contact. The outside presence is only a single man. Phantom used a lot of utility to get to this point. They've only got a little bit left.
I'm a bit worried about just how slow these rounds are starting to pan out now for the T side. I think they're getting a little bit nervous that they're up towards 12. They were being way more aggressive to the start of the rounds in previous than what they are now that they've hit. And that just gives comfortability over towards Phantom. Top site util could be a double pump. They've still got the outside lurk that can either come via main or out to heaven.
Milking strikes down Darren Deli first. Outside control gained by the Seaton forces. Shido Wildcats in the execution from us. With Kyler turned away from still up in the rafters. Finds his kill with TMB support. Kyler doubles up. Veg alone, 1v5. Builds, flanked, found. Kai puts him down. And Phantom from everybody at least. Won't be a full-on buy.
Darren Deli is really struggling. He is the outside lurk that's given a lot of respect from the in-game leader to just make solo plays, but he's not been generating anything. And I look at the loss bonus and think, why on earth have we got an hero AK? I don't know what is going on with this buy.
That is the top fragger of his side, thinking he can make the difference. It does leave you very few options for the final round of the regulation, though, so it's a big risk of Bushido Wildcats. I certainly wouldn't agree with it, and obviously you don't. Or in the Glock call, the upgrades on those players that had some money just to build cash basis for the next round above all else, but Kai will still fall towards Veg. A lot of damage tanked by that individual. Newcross is the other piece of Kevlar in this round as Kyler takes down Kadnix. To pass that weapon off to his captain. And now they freeze in a 4-on-4.
Well, he can't. Captain's the lurking secret, so nowhere near one another. So you're not really going to be able to do much with it. Kyler's expecting a bit of a press out from Hell. Rotate from Kunai is already down towards the lower portion.
If Newcross was able to get back to the window, he'd find easy backstab on the one player that's downstairs at present. Might have just missed his marker, though. Timing is everything. Kunai not sussed out. I think he was seen there, though, indeed. Slowly but surely, the captain takes that headshot, and now they spring into action into the B bomb site. Bushido Wildcats, they might have just been able to force it out here. 4-on-3 in the post.
EMB made noise in from the vent, so did his teammate. That smoke's going to waste a bit of time. They have to respect it.
Oh, good read on TMB. Damage was done, but not enough. Swinging out towards Deacon. They can hear him coming. Swing up. Veg seen close. Put away. 3-on-3. But all three have rifles now for Bushido. AK up close for Kakan. Smoked off as Darren Deli will fall. Milky will get Mukos. Kakan swing ahead of that smoke. Flashes again. Milky's caught. TMB sprayed up blind. Diffuse coming in all the way. Reload getting caught. Flash spray's not quite there for him. Miscommunication on the exact positioning clearly. Kakan won't even get away alive. It's Phantom. Pushes to 24.
Look, it's a pretty good effort, but, I mean, first off, they probably shouldn't have even been able to get a bomb plant, and even if they have, you're still not going to get an AK on the last player. You're going to get a Galil out. Was that necessary? Tactical timeout in, and for Phantom, they've found it really difficult across the first half and the second half to really dominate. They've oftentimes been at the back foot, always clawing the deficit in. I mean, even Veg is going for a Tech 9. Yeah, it's shoddy for round 24 is what it is.
Not looking good. Not at all. At least they have those 4 rifles, but Bushido need to ensure that they maintain them into something decent here. Else we will be off to overtime. We've gone close over the course of the day so far, but this one is the closest we'll get. Phantom to continue to contest their map. Their pick in the best of 3. Nades on Vaj have done well. Kunai. Beyond credit card, beyond the smoke, does not see the T contact. Bushido made their way downstairs. TMB with 2 picks, all important. Darren Deli, Veg and Kakan all caught. Mukos will fall next. The last player of Cadnix left alone. 1 versus 4 can isolate the first. 44 for the other 3. Kunai swings to the backstab and takes him down. Phantom will take us to overtime for the first map of Nuke.
I think they deserve it. They've had a really solid game plan on that second half, and they've made it very difficult for the majority of the T-gun rounds for Bushido Wildcats. I mean, you even think about how close TMB was to winning that 1v4 clutch. If he would have made that happen, they probably close in regulation, right? It probably goes over towards the poles. They go 1-0 up and they go into Mirage. Now, I still think they're going to take it. I think for Bushido, they need to start getting a bit more pace going. I think this slow and passive T side is just not vibing against Phantom at all.
Now TMB was starting to get a good read. Fast out the gates, change of pace comes in quick and fast. TMB can get the first. Kyler forced to train his Dakas casualty. Darren Deli and Cadnix return onto those 2 individuals. Kunai from beyond the smoke at Mini, catching Cadnix on a return. The bomb now dive down from Veg into the B site. Upstairs lurk from Newcross. We have to find at least 1 kill out of the round, maybe 2 preferably. He's still lurking back in the lobby. The bomb plant has been secured in the meantime. The CTs don't know if it's a, I mean, they're still working around Hell and Mini. Smokes are in the way, there's no vision. Yeah, they're clearing out the A side thinking it's an A retake, but it's all a big old ruse here. Jump face to see nobody, and they've wasted half the time already. Player now extended out towards the Hell entrance. Easy kill for Mukos. Mistakes of Phantom have cost them right here. Last second surge back into the site. There's no utility. The smoke picked up by Milky. Seen on the backside. Orb shot bringing Mukos. Takes him out in the swing. Goes Veg, but Mukos can take the last. Triple on the lurk has worked well. Bushido Wildcats start the overtime.
I'm pretty sure they knew that it was B, but because of Mukos being the lurk, they had to deal with him first. Like, because there's util up towards Heaven and there's util towards main, even if they go secret, they can get cut there, and if they go ramp, they can go cut there. So what they're trying to do is clear out A first and then start going as a unit. The problem is in that 2v3, because he was door, wasn't he? Like, it was already detected that he was the lobby lurk, but he didn't drop into the, he didn't drop vent. He just kind of hanged around and then eventually went towards ramp instead. It was a much quicker lean, though, from Bushido, and it's a shame there from Phantom, because I think when you get yourself into the 3v2, you feel that you've got a lot of an advantage in front of you.
We just took their 4th tactical of this map up, the overtime bonus for the 3 that took in regulation. Phantom taking 0. And they're able to answer back with this without having Lunatic step in as the coach. Bushido only lasting because of this length, only lasting because of their own realignments here, and it's a realignment that well start things off on the map up, not over time. Milky finding Darren Deli on the outside as AWP supported by an M4 spray of Kunai doing a ton of damage. Veg near the corner, got further util coming back. TMB catching Cadnix eventually inside the lobby back at Squeaky Corridor. Newcross on half HP. Veg seen by Kylo with attention drawn towards the blue box. 2v5 and barely any damage done to the CT forces. TMB with 4 points against his name. Ready for Mukos, ready for the smoke to clear. He's watching the lobby roof just in case. Kakan flashed off, dead to rights. Mukos stands alone. Found out soon by the captain of the CT forces. Gun barrel has been seen. Spray through. TMB close. Phantom onto back.
Well, it's starting to get very aggressive from both teams. We had a top site rush in the first round of OT. Then we've got the CTs fighting heavy for the outside. You've got an AWP getting towards the back of T-Red. You've got players around the icebox. I mean, TMB, I mean, he's walking through the door smoke. I mean, crazy stuff what's going on there. 13-13, and it's definitely high tempo. It's a very different style from both than what we saw in regulation.
Veg kicks things off. Milky down and out. Excellent start. Bushido. Oh, shadow seen there by TMB backing off, knowing that Orb's in position. Kai and Kunai find the lineups though. And in an instant, all that outside presence is wiped out with the last player of Kakan falling down to TMB. The Phantom flipped the switch in a matter of seconds. Cadnix, nothing he can do from here.
It's the perfect example of just how deadly CT AKs can be, right? You've got confidence, you've got the ability, you just swing. And for Cadnix, well, good luck, buddy, because there is going to be absolutely nothing being offered here. What he's hoping for is someone to get greedy, someone to search, try and peek on the outside. You shouldn't really. I mean, in this 3v1, as long as you're crossfiring, you can't lose.
They're doing right now, especially on the outside presence. Cadnix walk into awkward territory to fight on Kai. And wider angles towards Mini to search on that Heaven player instead. Watched right now by Kyler. AK engages. Swing from Kai lands the headshot with a one tap. And Phantom will have the half advantage. I think the first advantage they've had, yeah, pretty much the entire map up actually. Favoritism at the very tail end. Is this going to be the back-breaking moment for Bushido Wildcats? Is all that great effort about to go to waste?
To me, it feels like it has already. They just haven't quite had that same level of spark. And for the Bushido Wildcats, perhaps it is just TMB eventually recognizing how to adapt, how to play against it, because it was such a slow start from the polls.
Phantom. Queuing quickly into the upper bomb site. Flash has been sent in by Kai. Players spread out. Kyler lands the first and the second. Excellent entries. Kunai follows it up with Milky. Kai on the outside will deal with Darren Deli. And this is the Phantom we expected to see. This is the Phantom that walked in as series favourites and are now on map point.
I was picking up Darren Deli quite heavily, only because I watched a couple of his games last night. Mate, I don't know what's gone on with him today. I know that he's the ramp player on Nuke and he's the heavy lurk outside on T-side. But this guy farms. I mean, he's the highest rated player in the last 3 months across any map, Nuke. He's 13 and 22 going into overtime.
Bushido gonna find amends elsewhere with Mukos rather. 21st kill of the game. Kill for Darren Deli in the secondary. Or Ved's got one of his own 27 kills. He's been the standout man. Is Darren Deli providing something towards this round with Phantom now being down by 2 men. No trades available at the present. Lurker on the outside court. Mukos will deal with him. TMB and Kai 2v5.
Pretty much impossible. They're going to walk contact their way out A, and pretty good out there to the close vent. Trade comes back. Kai shouldn't even get a plant down. He'll just get swarmed.
He's got time to work with, so he's going to creep away from the bomb site. Plant won't be too meaningful to Phantom at this point. Search around, try to find a kill or two. In the end, Veg will just shut him down on the first port of call outside Squeaky. Shido. 1 out of 2 to return to a second OT. Phantom. Still one more chance to close this map down.
I would not be surprised if we get a topside rush or event drop because they know they're double AWPing. Well, they knew they were double AWPing last round. It could be that one of those AWPs gets dropped and a rifle gets picked up, which is what we're kind of seeing here to juggle it forward. So that's going to be in the back of TMB's mind. But normally on Nuke, if you know that the Oppo is double AWPing, pace is always the way to go.